So that was a brief intro. Let's now talk about the highlights of the end of year submission. So in this section, I have just this one slide, and it basically summarizes what data is collected for the various EOY submissions. However, the next couple of sections in this PowerPoint, we have a number of slides that are related to providing a very detailed overview of these submissions and also some checklist slides that we have. I've hidden those slides because we unfortunately don't have enough time to cover those in detail in this session, but please review those offline if you have a need for, or if you didn't attend the primer training that we offered a couple of weeks ago. A lot of the content is off of that primer PowerPoint, but you can also review the recordings of the primer training if you missed that. But we have those slides in this PowerPoint as well for your reference. So there are obviously 4 submissions for end of year 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, the reporting time frame for all of these submissions is the entire academic year, July 1st of the previous year to June 30th of this year. End of year 1 is a bit unique because it's only required for grades 7 through 12. And actually, the requirement is for grades 9 through 12. So those LEAs would need to submit the course completion and other related information. But if you're in elementary or middle school and you have 7 and 8 grades with departmentalized courses, that information is optional. It's up to you if you want to submit that. It's not being used currently for anything. So, you have the option to either submit it or not. But if end of year 1 submission shows up for your LEA and you do not need to submit any data, you still need to go to the reports, pull them up with 0 counts, and LEA approve that submission just to mark it as complete. So you want to make a note of that. But for grades 9 through 12, you do want to submit your course completion, including Carnegie units, college credit, leadership, military science data, as well as your CTE participants, concentrators, and completers. And these are related to Perkins reporting. And also, you would be submitting your work-based learning data if any of that is available. For end of year 2, you're submitting these various program eligibility and participation records. So this submission is actually fairly easy because majority of your data should already be in CalPAS. You submit that through Fall 1 and Fall 2, but you may have other records that you have to submit that became available later after those submissions. So these are the various programs, and you submit these through the SPRG file type. Now, EOY 3 has the most data that you need to submit, and you probably will spend a lot of time on end of year 3. The data that you submit includes your cumulative enrollment, as well as your student behavioral incidents information. Your students' absence summary also is submitted through EOY 3, and your 1-year graduates and completers. And your homeless program is also certified through EOY 3, although the homeless programs comes to CalPAS through your SPRG file, right? So you may submit that together with your other programs, but homeless gets certified through EOY 3. And if you had any RFEPs this year, those will also get certified in end of year 3. And lastly, end of year 4 contains information on students with disabilities, including plans, statuses, specifically non-participation statuses. That includes your SWD file and the plan file and the meeting and SCRV files that you will be submitting. And you would also be submitting the post-secondary outcomes for prior year completers. These are reported in SWDS, MEET, Plan, Serve, and PSTS file types, right? All of these. So EOY 4 is also a bit unique because some of the data that is submitted is through your SPED coordinator. So that's why you need to have that coordination with those folks and make sure that everyone is on the same page as far as submission dates and milestones, etc. Right? So that is at a high level, the highlights of these 4 submissions for end of year.